and welcome back to Reading Homestuck, Hiveswap Friendsim. I got Mason and June here with me today.
Hello.
Hi.
And I don't think there's anything else we need to say before we get started.
No.
So let's jump right into it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa, who is that on
faraway
both
lands
sides?
and nearby
This is a
pals.
cast. This is a cast I'm seeing here.
Alright, who wants to do narration today? Who did it last time? It was
It
me,
was
wasn't it? So-
it was you last time.
Yeah, so one of you two on narration.
You've been lucky enough to acquire a bounty of friendships since you arrived on this planet.
I will say the friendship thing usually comes to the end, so imagine if
Yeah.
it's just one line straight to
Yeah.
character select. Though, yeah, you've been lucky enough to acquire a bounty of friendship. Yeah. Skip.
And here's another.
But there's still an emptiness nestled right in the crook of your heart's atria. Maybe making one more friend will fix it.
Alright, we're kind of laying it on thick this time.
Maybe this next one will expand inside your chest like a sponge in a bath, pushing out all your sadness, loneliness, and insecurity.
Bro is legitimately chemically addicted to friends.
After all, number 20's the charm.
Ooh, hang on a second.
Well, no,
Ooh.
because there's the double, and we are in volume 10, so yeah, that would be the first one from this set would be number 20.
Yeah.
Just counting from the start, which does also, I guess. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that's very interesting.
Yeah, that somehow means that every good ending is canon, despite the fact that some friends directly follow on from bad endings.
Oh.
I think, okay, here's the thing. You're gonna have kind of two timelines by the end of this. You're gonna have the timeline that following a linear passage of time results in the most friends. And then you're gonna have MSPA Reader's timeline, which is every route all at once. So we kind of ignore MSPA Reader's timeline, and we just kind of make the fun timeline of what would, in a linear passage of time, follow on from what.
My favourite sister location character, Fun Time Line. What the? Oh shit! Oh shit! Because here's the thing, I saw the little portrait of that character, I had a different voice in mind, but I think this might be a bit of a foregone conclusion. Oh my god. I was ready to do fucking Zero from Mega Man X, but like, Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever been more startled in my life.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking dying!
He's actually dying.
He's actually dying.
Oh, this
Oh my god, do I have a
killed
Jotaro?
me.
Can I Matt Mercer? What's something that Matt Mercer... Oh yeah. If this were the Wild West, the hero would say, it's high noon.
So we wanna... Sorry, I'm still fucking recovering. Do we wanna go for Tagiri today?
Yeah. Why not?
I think Mason has spoken.
Here I am doing my
Mason
Lucas
has
Gilbertson homework. I didn't realise I needed to do my Matt Mercer homework.
Ugh. Oh my god.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, Jesus.
Good freaking grief.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing I'm not doing the voice, because I've fucked my throat in like
Would you gently mind
ruined it.
deselecting Tagiri for a second, just so I can... Yeah. My god.
Oh my god.
June.
Oh, well,
Oh.
I know what I have to do now. I have to
Oh
do
boy.
the JoJo announce.
Yeah.
In an
Go
utterly
for it.
unsurprising turn of events, the knight finds you trolling Alternia in search of, well, trolls. The friendly type, preferably, although you've been known to work wonders with hostile folks too.
Desert sand is extremely sterile.
Right. I've put in the voice. I'll put the voice into the reminder page.
Your current hunting ground appears to be a primarily teal neighborhood, which suits you fine. Teals live relatively comfortable, and are usually only mildly disdainful of you. This strikes you as a good place to search for companionship.
It'd be so good if when they appear it just plays the Stardust Man from the Diamond is Unbreakable soundtrack.
You've got another pressing concern, though. A faint glow on the far horizon, which suggests that the sun will be rising soon. A couple hours from now at most.
Obvious reference.
Nights on Alternia seem to last forever. When the daylight hits, it hits hard. Like a truck, but the truck is on fire, and the fire is nuclear fusion, and the truck is a star.
Or an oil
Star
tanker for you.
platinum.
An oil tanker for you. Doop-dick. Yeah, I'm sorry, Alex. There's going to be a lot of JoJo references in this video.
I have come to terms with this. I have come to terms with the fact that we are going to be getting an unending flurry of JoJo references.
This is
Bene.
this is Jim's Bizarre Adventure right here.
See, I'm gonna make it very obvious for the audience what's going to happen in this episode as well before they click on it by putting the JoJo sprite on the thumbnail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
including the menacings.
I think that's part of the sprite. So
Yeah.
you know, like they weren't animating separately, so I figure it
Yeah.
should be
The point
Anyway.
is, you're not in the mood for another sunburn. You better snag a buddy before it's too late. Do you understand?
Do you understand?
Oh,
You.
boy.
The strange... Wait, hang on a second. Let me get a line. Oh my god, what are things that Dub Jotaro says? Nobody ever said Jotaro Kujo was a nice guy. You.
Come on, old man.
Come on, old man. The strange hornless thing. Now you see, this doesn't look right.
Yeah, now that we've made our bed here, we now kind of do have to lie in it.
Yeah.
That's fine though, because it's funny.
It is very funny.
But before you do your line, June, of course, Tagiri's sign.
I love how it looks like it's like a little castle.
It is Libitarius. Teal, Durs, and Void. Sign of the Hidden.
Holy shit, it's a void bound.
Yeah,
Voidbound number 2, baby.
Still waiting for Raves.
Yep. Honestly, kind of
Still
surprised that the Jotaro character isn't a rage bound.
Still waiting.
Nah, but Jotaro...
Are we now
You're
going
gonna tell me
to
that Jotaro doesn't
debate-
have range?
No,
Well,
but
yeah,
like,
but,
rage
like-
isn't what defines him.
I know.
Being angry isn't A. Rage isn't what defines him, and B. Every fucking aspect has some level of rage.
real-
Like, I mean, look at Rose when she went grimdark, and just
Yeah,
in general.
fair.
Rose
You know.
can
Real
get
talk?
pretty
I'm just
fucking
saying
angry.
it would fit a little more than Void. Although I guess Jotaro does pull a lot of stuff out of his ass throughout Stardust Crusaders.
Jotaro keeps a lot of things hidden from people.
Yeah,
He
that's fair.
he
Actually,
keeps
that's
a lot
fair.
of people in the
Because
dark.
Void
I
is
would
seeing it now.
unknown and mystery, yeah?
I would say Jotaro would either have been a void bound or like, considering how much considering he's actually pretty goddamn smart, maybe a light bound. That's just me though.
You know,
But what
Starlight.
class? At this point, we might as well. What class? What class is it?
Crusader.
That's not a class. I don't
probably
think night necessarily works. Unless we're going, you know, real fast and loose, but... I don't know,
It'd have to
Jojo,
be
so
a
you guys are going to have to debate on that.
It would have to be like like maybe a creator class. So.
It's a thinker.
Made of void?
Made up. Yeah. I mean, maybe that. Or I forget what the other one is.
Sylph. And that's a healer type thing.
Okay,
Hair and stuff.
maybe made, maybe something else. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. I'd have to think about it more, and I don't.
You know what? Debate it in the comments. What's Jotaro Kujo's class specs?
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Anyway.
Please and thank you.
Speak
Anyway,
of the
June.
devil, you whip around.
Easy, MSPA reader. I know it's Jotaro, but chill out.
Hold up! Jesus!
Make sure you check which part Jotaro we're talking about here, because one of them is not like the others.
Slow your roll, MSPA reader. Holy shit! Bit
You
much.
look around and spot a troll boy with a stylish hat and sword sheathed behind his back. His clothes are a little shabby, and he carries himself with a rigid, composed air.
What are you? Some kind of mutant troll? Or another sentient creature?
Definitely the latter, you'd say. Unless he would prefer the former, in which you're that, actually. But mutants, you've learned, are not particularly well liked on this planet.
An alien. I won't have to cull you then. Not immediately, at least. You don't appear to be a cull-on-sight species.
I just realized his hat's kind of giving Mario.
Lucky for you!
Oh boy. It's
It's a me,
Massen's
Jotaro.
long-lost cousin.
It's a Gary.
Jotaro Massen.
Uh,
Lucky for you that I won't have to loose my blade, and lucky for me to have found a potential comrade. I know what you seek.
Shelter and friendship. Not necessarily in that order. You're about to speak up, but he's already moving on.
You seek the meeting place of the Eastern Alternian Fine Animated Art Appreciation Society.
Bro, you're gonna come up with a better acronym for that. That's EFAS.
EFAS!
EFAS. It's EFAS. I don't know. Anyway.
So he's inviting us to Anime Club. Yeah, well, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Or as some less cultured souls would call it, the Anime Club.
Oh, a club! Back home, teachers used to go on and on about how clubs were wonderful places to meet new friends. You didn't really believe it then, but maybe things are different here on Alternia. You confidently assert that yes, you are here for the animes.
Good. I feared I was going to have to cancel tonight's meeting due to no-shows, but now it can proceed as scheduled. Follow me.
He gestures towards his hide, and begins to stride confidently towards it, but then he rethinks it, pausing to look back at you.
Wait. Oh! Subs are
The
dumb.
real question!
Well,
Oh!
the triple threat. Okay.
One of these we're getting
I
sliced
get
in
the
half for.
I get the feeling I know what's gonna happen. I get the feeling I know what the correct answer here is, considering this guy. Which wrong answer do we want to go for?
Dubs.
Uncomfortably. Oh!
What?
Perfect. A fellow connoisseur. Well, I mean, it fits with the voice I'm doing, I guess.
Damn.
Well, okay.
Oh.
Let's continue. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, I'm in hell. I've been transported into hell.
Oh no. I want the refrigerator troll. I know it's not a. I know it's not a fridge, but like
Refrigerator troll.
that's what I'm calling
Refrigerator
it. The one in the bottom corner next to the King Monster Hunter sword. If we ignore everything else that's to the right of this image.
Yeah. Yeah, and the left also. Honestly, just the whole background.
No, I think
Anyway.
outside looks pretty nice.
Okay, yeah, the whole background.
Yeah, let's just
is
sit outside
inside
instead.
the house. Yeah, let's sit outside, facing directly away from the house.
Well,
So
hey, you know
Gary
this.
invites you into his hive with a sweeping bow, and you step into the foyer.
You know, this does make a little bit of sense. Have you seen Daisuke Ono's merch collection?
No, I have not actually.
Oh.
All of the money that he makes from doing JoJo stuff, he spends on JoJo merch. That is true.
See, yeah, yeah, but you wouldn't result in most of this from JoJo merch.
No, you wouldn't. And I'm sorry for
You'd-
speaking over you, Jim.
Well, no, Jim spoke over you.
Well, no,
spoke
you
over
were doing the line. I was interjecting with trivia.
It's fine.
I mean, there's far worse things happening right now
Yeah.
than speaking over June.
Did you know Daisuke Ono merch collection?
What? You interrupted me? Death penalty. Alex, send him to the guillotine. To have his balls.
I don't know why he got like
That's a
dragged
very-
away so fast to get to the guillotine, but you know,
It's a long way away.
it'd be like that.
It's
you
a
know?
long way away. You gotta
You
get
got
there
like
quickly.
got like fucking lassoed and fucking yanked there.
You moth
Bring me
grab
catch me
ranged
to
me.
them farm boy. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Anyway,
Alright. The hive looked normal from the outside, normal by troll standards, at least. But the inner decor has an entirely different vibe to it. It reminds you of Japanese architecture.
Now, that sentence is a little bit alarming, because the decor is what is reminding the MSPA reader of Japanese architecture.
not the structure. No.
Not the structure,
No.
the accessories remind the MSPA reader of Japanese architecture. That's
Only
that's not
I feel
a very
like-
good look there, MSPA reader.
I think
Yeah, I
the MSPA
feel like-
reader had a friend who liked anime a bit too much.
Yeah, well, a lot too much. Look at. Okay, fuck it. I'm just. Okay, 1, 2, 3. No, that's a cheat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 swords on the walls and decoration in general.
A lot of throwing stars as well.
I also
Yeah,
see
some
at least
throwing
two,
stars. Kunai down there.
I also see two not safe for work things in the background.
Yep. But they're
Who
in
knows,
low
maybe
enough
Takeri's
detail, I
big
think
hat
we can
is-
get away with it.
I mean, they're covered, but like, yeah.
Also, oh my god, I'm just my eyes have been glazing over it for a while, but I've just noticed all the shit with in the fucking Raccoon.
Wait, did you? That's literally what my eyes went to first. That's why I said, if we ignore everything to the right
Yeah,
of
you
that of the sword.
Yeah, I thought you just meant the entire right-hand side of the screen, honestly.
Yeah, when you said fridge troll, I did think you meant the poster on the left, but now I see what you mean by fridge troll.
Yeah, the one that's built like a fucking
Yeah.
brick shit.
Because I thought that I thought when you said assuming that's a fridge, I thought you meant like that part of the wall is just his fridge.
Yeah, I'm just looking exclusive. Okay, Everything
no, I
else in
see one
here,
now.
hell.
Right.
Everything else in here, hell. The fucking troll over here with a fucking torso built just like a fucking straight up dome. Based in real, I wish that was everywhere. I wish that was all of every poster. Replace it with this motherfucker over here.
Yeah, imagine if everything in this room was just that.
Yeah.
Oh, I found
Anyway.
Luffy.
Oh.
I found Luffy. He's up
Yeah,
at the top.
I can see the Gear Second pose up
And
there.
I think the two next to him are Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Trollchemist.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Tagiri takes off his sandals before entering the next room. You'd take your shoes off too if you had any.
Didn't we have heels when we put on the
No.
dress from Chixie? Oh no, it was a
I
hat.
don't think so.
That's right.
It was
It was a hat.
Yeah, that's
It was a
right.
hat.
As you step into his living room, you are assaulted, not literally, thankfully, by an absolute smorgasbord of merchandise. This place
Oh,
looks
I
like someone
see.
did a Gorgle search for Otaku collection, and opened the first result.
The MSP
Not to
rated.
mention, your nostrils are being assaulted by the stench.
The raw hunk of this place.
The
No
okay.
clowncle.
The MSPA reader meant that the like patio reminded them of Japanese architecture. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a room, but all right. Unless what we're talking out left side here is the fence and the stuff up there is just fucking wallpaper. Which honestly, like,
Buy it.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say that's kind of sick for this guy, but honestly, that's crazy.
Objectively,
that's
that's
insane.
funny.
That's genuinely insane to do.
Just has the
It's
wall
just-
eyes painted.
Here's the front room of my hive.
the wall
It is. Oh god.
Posters and scrolls adorn each inch of wall available, and the inches of wall that aren't available are blocked by shelves containing all sorts of DVDs, manga, and other forms of media.
This guy's definitely the kind of person who would be like, so where's the wall eyes in the
Glass
latest
shelving
chapter of
unit
JoJo
near
Leon?
the room's exit. You spy.
You see, now that time you did talk over. Guillotine.
You spy a veritable cornucopia of anime figurines, most of whom seem to be in varying states of undress. My god, this guy needs a shower. Truly the strongest stand enemy so far.
Put this motherfucker in the ablution trap.
You would like to describe it as tasteful nudity, but you would also like to describe yourself as the most popular person on Alternia, and both would be a lie. Tagiri
glad I
has
didn't
has arranged his merch meticulously according to blood color, from red at the bottom to fuchsia at the top.
Oh no.
So also racist. Also
Also
like,
racist.
but
Wait, does
but
that
on
mean
top of that
Luffy's a
though,
purple blood?
I mean the
so
trousers are telling me. But then you look just. That's brown. That's like clearly a bronze blood right near the top.
I'm sorry for actually interrupting you twice, June. I feel bad for giving this guy the JoJo voice. I'm really glad I didn't give this guy the Zero voice.
Yeah.
JoJo voice is funny though for this.
Yeah, JoJo voice makes sense, sadly.
Yeah.
I see you're admiring my fine East Alternian collectibles.
Admiring's a strong word.
I polish them daily just as I polish my blade.
I'm sure you.
Which one?
I'm sure you do, bud.
Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not counting the kunai, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, there's 15 options. Choose wisely.
Let's continue. Let's continue. We are.
Don't touch them, or you'll taste folded steel.
Oh, he has animated little bits. Cool. He has animated little effects. Lovely. You slowly retract your hand. You wouldn't dream of touching them. That was never, ever something you were planning on doing. You won't even breathe on them. In fact, you step far away from the collectibles just in case. With that step, you bump into something that behind you, and you hear a soft ruff. You spin around and look. You see what must be Tagiri's Lusus surveying you with an intense gaze. It's a fucking Shiba as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It looks a lot like a Shiba Inu if they were twice the size and had opposable everything. Honestly, watching it skull around like a monkey while sniffing you is pretty entrancing.
It'd be funny if it was just Iggy.
I mean, it is a dog. It's not a Boston Terrier, but like...
It's in the same general ballpark.
Eventually, you seem to meet its standards because it darts out of the room. You hear some rustling in what you assume is the kitchen.
That was Tadashi Inu, my Lusus. He taught me everything I know. I could not have asked for a better sensei.
Yeah, dogs are great, you respond, and then immediately wish you could take that back. Dogs are great. That has got to be the blandest possible statement you could have made.
I like to go traveling.
And possibly inaccurate too. What is this thing called? A bark beast? Fetch fiend? A wolf gremlin?
MSP read it. You remember Lady? You know?
No! I do not remember anything except for the sweet smell and taste of friendship.
MSP reader forgot.
There's a very different smell in this place. Even without Tagiri in it. Very different smell.
Tagiri isn't even paying attention to you anymore. He's busy perusing his shelves, picking out some DVDs.
Per my viewing schedule, we'll watch a carefully curated selection of episodes from one classic, and from one recent release. But, since you're a newcomer, it might be best not to jump into the middle of the last bout series, Philosopher Half Iron.
Maybe just watch Cowboy Bebop or some shit.
Perhaps we shall instead begin with the first season of School-Fed Heroism, and then transition into some episodes of Kismet Stuck Morning.
Okay.
The original airing, of course, not the censored one with ridiculous CGI dragon. Nah.
Looks like Tagiri intends to take full control of the morning's activities, which you find entirely copacetic. The less you need to assert your own opinions and make your own choices, the less likely you are to fuck up.
Okay.
It's probably not a healthy way to live, but it's gotten you somewhere between 1 to 19 friends so far. You're sticking to it.
Oh, so now you're being vague with me. Oh.
So now what we've learned is the NSPA reader has a very strange memory stretched across multiple timelines that may or may not be accurate at any given moment. So again, Mason, your timeline is just going to be the branching pathways of what would happen on linear time. The MSPA reader is just like running over the whole timeline in every single universe. It's considering
it with a bulldozer
or a road roller.
I know
or
that.
An oil tanker for you.
I know that one.
With deft and precise movements, Tagiri retrieves a disc from its container and pops it in the troll equivalent of a DVD player. It makes a slimy chugging noise as it sucks the disc in, and like usual, you aren't sure if it's an inanimate object or a living being. Either way, you're a little disgusted.
You should have been walking in here, but okay.
The DVD player hums and Tagiri's TV lights up with the colorful title screen. You're ready to get settled in for a journey through the wonderful world of the animes. But he frowns and pauses the episode less than a minute in.
Hang on. This isn't the correct copy.
Then what is?
The localization on these lines was changed after the original translator was called by a purpleblood for crimes against buffoonery.
Oh.
Well, support the original release. And I specifically ordered the first edition and paid extra for it. This is unacceptable.
Takiri stops the DVD player, ejects the disc, and places it back into its case.
Come. There's still time in the night. We need to go resolve this immediately. The shop that imported it for me is nearby.
He heads for the door and beckons for you to follow, which you do. You guess it wasn't too much to hope for a quiet morning inside, wasn't it? At least you get to go shopping for animes, which sounds fun enough. Will it be one of those fancy automated stores, you wonder?
No. Unlike most stores on Alternia, this specialty shop is run by a living troll. A fellow collector who would not entrust such work to automation. So one would expect, with an actual ThinkPad involved, there would be no careless mistakes like this. At least I'm on good terms with the owner, so I doubt there will be trouble.
You, on the other hand, expect plenty of it. Pretty much everything on this goddamn planet has been trouble so far. Does he know how awful it is here? You don't want to human-splain to him, or anything, but things are pretty awful here.
Things are pretty awful here.
Oh, you guess he knows. He's staring at one of the many billboards that line the streets, which has been defaced with some bright red graffiti. It's saying some pretty nasty stuff about Trizza.
Rebel sentiments grow by the moment. Alternia lies on the verge of peril, a blade's edge.
Motherfucker's just fucking monologuing.
And not any blade, but the blade of a razor-sharp folded steel katana. Forged under the East Alternian moonlight. Heated by the bellows breath of a magnificent draconian Lucis.
You've just fully forgotten we're here.
Some people will just talk. Some people do just talk.
Batman monologue.
Cooled by the shimmering cascade of an acid waterfall.
Really be like this right now. Just have that in the corner while he's monologuing.
I would love for Tagore to show up right now.
God, that would be good. That would be pretty sick.
Hey, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, it's you, you
I'm
fucking
a fucking
loser.
homosexual.
I'm here again.
Anyway. Did we do this line, or...?
I did, but I can do it again if you want.
Go ahead.
Cooled by the shimmering cascade of an acid waterfall. And fit to be handled only by a true expert. Do you dance?
You're a little caught off guard by that question. Dancing? As in moving one's body to the music?
Yeah, you're not going to attack us, are we? We didn't do anything. For once, the MSPA reader hasn't done anything.
MSPA reader wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Can you call this winning?
That genuinely is how it wins.
Are you winning, son?
By doing nothing.
Well, except for Skylar.
Yeah, we helped.
We helped. We did stuff. We kicked some ass. We kicked a little ass.
And we kind of helped with Ramel.
Yeah.
It's funny that our favourite characters are the ones where us actually helping did actually help.
Well, no, then there's Bronya. Where the
No,
correct
that's
route
true.
was to actively become wussy baby man who does less than nothing.
You are correct.
Yeah.
In a way, yes. Oh my god, this fucking guy. Moving to the sweet music of steel on steel, the rhythm of combat, the stilettos step the wheel's death and glory into one beautiful motion.
As somebody who just finished Unsleeping City Chapter 2, I'm getting flashbacks. Anyone who's watched that, you know who I'm referencing. It's not a spoiler.
Can Connell just burst through the wall and just Thundercross split attack this guy?
Connell just fucking Kool-Aid Man's out of a fucking building.
And the Hemisphere is like, uncanny! In crossing her arms, she protects herself whilst also attacking! And then, like, I don't know, fucking...
Uncanny!
Skylar shows up. No fighter has ever bested this ability.
And then they just fucking Super Smash Bros. Combo this guy to fucking oblivion.
Yeah. And unlike Dio, Tagiri has no counter to this.
That's what you think. Wait until he pulls out his real blade.
Jesus Christ.
I think all the color just drained from my face.
Yeah. Mason just had a moment in real life of, like, having one of those, like, lowering tone stingers just...
I just got flash frozen by Dio.
Anyway.
Do you dance?
Oh, sword fighting, of course. You really should have figured that one out. This guy's dial only has 2 settings, talking about swords or talking about anime. Sometimes he gets particularly frisky and talks about both at once.
I don't want to see this guy get frisky.
I don't. I really don't.
I've never wanted to see someone get... Okay, no, I have wanted to see someone get frisky less, but I don't really count that guy as a person, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. June.
You tell him you don't really know how to handle swords, but they seem really cool and you'd love to learn.
Cool. Swordplay is more than cool. It is a way of life, a code of honor. To pick up the blade is to bind yourself to the tenets of Bushido, and to be prepared at all times to enforce justice the only way a swordsman knows, through steel.
Okay.
Someday, the pursuit of justice may bring me face to face with these rebel scum. I must be ready to show them the true magnificent terror of the blade. Who knows? Maybe I would even be awarded a Clown-Gressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, but what if they have a gun? What if they just have a big gun?
Well, duh, he's gonna cut through the bullet.
No, he does. He does the
anime.
He does the Deadpool 2 where he cuts through the bullet, but it still hits him.
Yeah.
A troll can dare to dream. I hope this guy gets death 13'd.
So that's why he practices swordplay, huh? To enforce justice, kind of like a vigilante.
Vigilante? Please. I would only ever cull a troll who legally deserved death.
So most of them.
What kind of lawless moron do you take me for?
You don't take him for a moron at all. In fact, he's very smart and clever, just...
Suck up.
You hope you're not laying it on too thick, but he seems to enjoy the praise.
Ah, we're here. This won't take too long.
He's taking you to a night market that reminds you of the place where you met Polypa. A strip mall lies to the left of the many tents and stalls, and a sign above one door reads, Super Torpedo Imports. Hey yo, you're fucking Mega Man.
Hey!
No.
I like.
As you enter, Tagiri makes a beeline for the counter, which is manned by a greasy-looking Goldblood with pinkish-looking eyes. You, on the other hand, are more interested in the rest of the store. It looks a lot like Tagiri's living room, but bigger.
And with better taste.
I think that's
figurines on sale for what looks to be preposterous amounts of money. DVDs and comics lining the shelves. Arcade games in the corner.
That looks like the Light Fury on the shelf there, from How to Train Dragon 3.
Oh yeah, yeah, just behind the counter, a little bit.
Yeah. There's even a section for replica swords, which all look far too sharp and legitimately deadly for your liking. Skulking between the shelves is an olive blood guy. You can't quite tell if he works here or if he's just browsing. You're not sure if any trolls even have normal jobs. You're about to ask the olive guy about a particularly interesting DVD when you're distracted by a commotion at the counter.
No.
You're pretty sure you heard Tagiri snarling something about his rights as a consumer. Looks like trouble is brewing. You turn your head towards the counter and listen in.
Do you really think you can get away with ripping me off like this? Do you know who I am? My blood caste? A teal blood like me has connections, a vast network of like-minded souls at my beck and call, ready to be unsheathed against my hapless foes.
I'm imagining the gold blob behind the counter is just like, sir, we just don't have it.
This is an Obbies.
I'm imagining Tagora and Tizius just kind of sitting at a table, just like twiddling their thumbs, like like he's talking about like all these people at my beck and call, and they're just like sat there like minding their own business.
Yeah,
like,
they're
one of them,
like a cafe across across the street.
One of them gets a call from Tagiri and
working
they
on their
immediately hang
stuff.
up.
Yeah, working on their like legal stuff. Tagiri calls in and they go,
just sigh.
click. They just go, oh, click, hang up.
The legal force I can bring to bear against you is greater than your pure right mind could ever imagine. I've never seen that word before.
Puerile.
Puerile.
Because, I mean, the slashes are all L's.
Yes, I know, I got confused, because I'd never seen that word before.
Yeah, I forget what it means, but it's like putrid, basically.
Okay. A fleet of legislators... oh, excuse me. A fleet of legislators will descend on you like shadow clones, each armed with the greatest weapon of them all, knowledge. He throws his sword in a fire and it explodes. And with our intricate understanding of the Alternian legal code, why did I say cade? You will be mired in suits so myriad, so mind-numbing, you will wish for the swift and early death my blade can provide. I think this guy's breaking down my brain. Or you can offer me an exchange of equal or greater value to my original purchase. Which path will you choose to walk, scum?
I'm pretty good friends with this guy. Literally death threatening him. You wander closer to the counter, hoping you might be able to help resolve the situation, but instead you blunder right into the olive blood and send a box tumbling from his hands to the ground. A bunch of assorted products spill out as the shopkeeper gasps dramatically. You don't see what the big deal is. It looks like some more DVDs and manga. One cover features a troll with heart-shaped horns and a bright pink sign. Another features some red-blooded douchebag wearing pants way too tall for him. Tagiri picks up one of the mangas and waves it in front of the shopkeeper's face.
Care to explain what I'm looking at here? Imperial Dictate Number the 2nd, Section 3.2. The depiction of non-standard hemological attributes is strictly forbidden. Imperial Dictate Number the 7th, Section 5. Material which encourages action against a state is considered contraband of the highest degree. By entering this room, you've triggered a trapdoor which has already alerted the police.
The olive blood, who can clearly see the situation careening downhill like a scuttle buggy without wheel stops, begins to creep towards the door.
I said trapdoor instead of tripwire.
Oh well.
You'd love to do the same, but you can't give up on a potential new friendship. It's basically pathological.
You got a problem, MSP.
This is a problem, MSP Raider. To think that my favorite Eastern Alternian hobby shop could stoop so low as to peddle this criminal filth. What a sickening betrayal.
Bro, it's a doujinshi. Calm down.
Tagari, did you lay this egg?
The shopkeeper stammers, offering a litany of muddled explanations that only seem to incense Tagari further. He was holding it for a friend. No, wait, it's satire?
Oh shit.
Oh, he got the fucking Sharingan!
Oh my god, bro. He's got a Sharingan.
I hope my body can take it.
Oh my god, bro. Oh.
Tagari slams a palm down on the counter, and his eyes shoot open, revealing dark purple irises with a strange swirl pattern.
I like to think
actually just anime.
I like to think that he like subtly slipped like coloured contacts onto his eyes just so he could do that.
I mean, yeah, it very obviously is. I assume they've just been in there the whole time.
They have just been in there the whole time. Bro's just cosplaying.
Imperial Dictate Number the 61st, Section 2. Satire is especially contraband. You think you can mess with me? I've watched countless hours of legal drama, played and replayed Legendary Legislacerator, and memorized every twist. I know the law back and forth. I think Legendary Legislacerator is an anime.
It's Ace Attorney.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It's Ace Attorney. You don't play an anime.
Well, you put the disc in and you press play.
Yes, and then you watch it.
I know, I've got you. And now it's time for the punishment due. You're fucking dead, kiddo.
No.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Nothing personnel, kid. I think this has come full circle.
No.
I'm gonna straight up kill you.
As Tagari leans over the counter, his free hand grips the hilt of his katana and tenses. Ready to draw. He's about to straight up execute this guy.
If this were the Wild West, the hero would say, it's high noon.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What are we doing?
I have no idea if any of these are a good ending.
The good ending was walking away immediately, but okay.
Defend the shop.
Let's start with defending the shopkeeper.
Let's defend him. Okay, you know this is a pretty terrible idea, but you've seriously headed up to here with being party to the murder of random trolls. You quickly interpose yourself between Tagari and the Goldblood. Does he really have to kill this guy for what seems to be his first offense?
Can we talk to that guy on the fucking arcade machine?
Is that Overwatch over on the left wall?
Yes.
Yep.
I just noticed that.
Trollwatch.
Oh. It seems
the
Lagunas are here too.
What do you say about the arcade machine?
We've been with one the whole time, but you know. Why can't we talk to that guy on the fucking arcade machine over there?
Yeah.
That motherfucker seems fun. I could vibe with that guy.
I'm trying to figure out what he's playing. Looks like a mixture of Centipede and Balloon Fight. Yeah, it does kind of like Metroid.
You launch into an impassioned spiel about love and friendship and justice, writing the value of forgiveness and second chances really hard. And for good measure, you throw in a little side note about how Tagiri's favorite shop will close down if he kills this dude.
Silence. Shut the hell up!
Tagiri shoves you roughly aside as you go careening into a display full of body pillows. You watch stomach plummeting as Tagiri turns back to the shopkeeper and slowly draws his sword. But at the last second he reconsiders.
Consider yourself lucky I'm in a good mood. If I catch you selling contraband again, your life will be mine.
Tagiri strides out of the store holding a fresh copy of the DVD he wanted to exchange. You give the shopkeeper a vaguely apologetic look and rush out of the store behind him. Ooh, that was a close one. You thank Tagiri profusely for listening to your dumb little speech about whatever it was you said. Honestly, you already forgot.
You're clearly new to this planet. I felt pity for your naivete. But I should have just killed him. Death is the legally prescribed punishment for such crimes as his. Actually, it's the legally prescribed punishment for most crimes. I should have separated him from his head. But I looked into your pleading eyes and I saw...
Tagiri goes quiet. You would describe the silence as being particularly brooding. There's a lot of silences like that on this planet. Then, finally, he speaks.
This isn't my first time. It was just over a sweep ago, I believe. I was patrolling the Hive batch in search of evildoers when I caught the unmistakable scent of smoke in the air. Upon pursuing the lead, I saw a hive, partially collapsed, partially on fire. My instincts flared and I rushed in to help the innocent soul who was trapped there. But I was helping the girl bandage her wounds. It occurred to me that I had made a grievous error in judgment. Trolls below a certain age without a lusus or a proper hive are considered unviable and slated to be culled. By rights, I should have put her out of her misery the moment I realized my mistake. And yet, I looked into her deep gray eyes, dulled from the pain of loss, and I sheathed my blade. In fact, even though she is hiveless and lususless, I remain in contact with her to this day. Knowing deep down that one day I must cull her. The law demands it. But I haven't yet. I don't know if I could. Why does my conviction waver at times like these?
If he's talking about who you think he's talking about, you're pretty sure he couldn't kill her even if he tried. But that's not the point here. The point is, he's spilling some real and true, deep emotions with you. This friendship is basically in the bag. Just gotta drop some sweeping vague wisdom about making him feel better, about potentially not being an unthinking cog in the Alternian murder machine. You offer a light suggestion that maybe what is legal and what is just aren't always the same thing. Just a little thought. Maybe he's doing the right thing, overlooking her situation, because of how obviously fucked up it is to be a homeless orphan. He goes silent for a long time, chewing his bottom lip.
You're naive. Naive, uncultured, unenlightened.
Wow, thanks.
You think the world is simple, like a cartoon for children. But this is Alternia, a land ruled by cold logic, where men such as myself must make the hard decisions. It's not easy being dedicated to the code of law. It asks much of us and gives us little in return, but it gives us order. It keeps the beasts at bay. If I were to question it, what then? Would I begin to wonder if it is unjust for a blue blood to command his servants, for imperial drones to cull the infirm, for us to obey the ever-changing whims of the Alternian royalty?
Yes. It takes a lot
Yes.
of effort to suppress your, well, yeah, but for the sake of this burgeoning friendship, you allow him to continue his monologue.
Riots in the streets, troll killing troll, even more than usual, I mean. No, I cannot waver. These hands must remain steady and true. Though I feel a pull toward the scorching fangs of the light, I must continue my path and remain in the tender, righteous embrace of the dark.
Jesus Christ, man.
Truth be my blade, intellect my sensei, and justice my only companion on this lonely road.
He goes on like that for quite a while. It starts to muddle together in your head, and you lose count of how many times he's repeated some screed about justice and truth and being smarter than all the other trolls in the room.
Screed?
It honestly sounds to you like he's just lonely. You hold a lot about loneliness, and poor management thereof. Some people throw themselves into their nerdy anime hobby, and others become obsessed with making friends, no matter the cost of their mental or physical well-being.
MSP Editor, don't try to relate to this guy.
Maybe
Please.
he just needs a couple of good pals to remind him of what it's like to have a heart. But if you try to tell him that, he'll probably just respond with another long-winded monologue, likely stolen from an anime he's watched recently. Maybe you should just let him vent.
You have my thanks for lending your ear.
Oh, a compliment brings you out of your reverie. Nothing interrupts the old introspection machine like the opportunity to chug on the succulent ambrosia that is any kind of praise or gratitude.
God damn it, MSP reader. Jesus Christ, you're making it so
It's no big
easy.
deal, you tell him. You're a great listener, and that's what friends are for. Has he considered having more friends? Like you, for example? He opens his mouth, like he's about to reiterate the whole lone swordsman thing, so you hastily try and change the subject. What's with his eyes? Most trolls you've seen have grey irises, and those who didn't follow the typical biological trend of displaying their blood color. Dagiri pauses, his grip tensing on his sword as his fangs dig into his lip. Oh jeez, this must be his most closely guarded secret. Have you earned enough trust to hear it?
Yep.
I fucking called
Yep.
it!
Yep, frame one. I mean, it's not like it was actually a fucking... Obviously, there's not an actual troll Sharingan. Like... This is pretty
cannot-
obvious.
As a cosplayer.
We're just standing here, all pointing at Tagiri here like, I know what you are.
No, see, that's why Terezi actually went blind. She used her Sharingan too much.
Oh, God.
There are contact lenses for cosplay.
Oh.
Oh. Fair enough. Actually, is cosplaying as a different blood caste even legal on this planet? If he's doing it, probably is, right? You're about to ask him when something distracts you. The sight of another troll standing in front of Tagiri's hive, using it as shelter from the rising sun.
Is it who I think it might be?
They're pacing back and forth with precise movements, glancing at one of the windows almost like they're plotting to break in. When they hear footsteps approaching, they perk up and whirl around.
Is it who I think it might be?
Hey, wait a second, you recognize them?
There she
Yes!
Polypus spots you before Tagiri spots her. Her expression is hard and stoic, eyes glancing between the two of you as she assesses the situation. Then, like she's throwing on a disguise, her face softens and she smiles.
Oh shit, you're doing both of these voices.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
That's fine.
It was Palpatine.
Palpatine. Yeah, that's the fucker.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. Hey, Tegs. I was starting to wonder where you were and if anime night was cancelled. Your Lucius is staring at me through the window. I think he thinks it's funny watching me stuck outside. Roasting to death while you're chasing pervies around the hive patch. Huh. Classic Tadashi. Why were you late? Just busier than expected with some work.
She shoots you a sharp glance.
Assembling some new mecha models.
Ah. Tigiri doesn't know, of course. Because, you know. The law.
No.
Ah.
You know how it is.
I know how it is.
Yes, of course. It's all too easy to get wrapped up in one's hobby.
Yeah, you fucking know about that.
Anyway, I didn't realize we'd have a third for once. Not to mention somebody I know. Nunny, you and my new kohai have already met.
I have been struggling to remain upright for most of this episode.
She pauses, her eyes darting back and forth between you once more. She seems to be assessing the situation, wearing a look an assassin trying to evade capture. You recognize the look, considering she was literally wearing it the last time you met.
We're
So
kind of
this-
more rails.
So this
So
follows,
this is good ending.
This follows from the good ending. Oh, which one was it that followed directly from
It was
the...
Ramel.
It was
Ramel.
Ramel followed directly from the bad... Okay, so...
Oliver is the timeline split.
On linear time, currently, Tigiri and Ramel are mutually exclusive.
Okay.
On linear time. Of course, by MSPA
Yeah.
reader time, we're friends with everybody all the time, forever, and before we even met them.
Whoa, that's absolutely not what you thought you were. But you just kind of nod your head and roll with it. It seems to be what she wants you to do.
Oh, more rails.
Tigiri's face tightens almost imperceptibly, but you caught it. Nothing gets past your own friend-making eyes. Well, actually, a lot of things get past them, but not this particular thing. You're finely tuned to the nuances of social situations, as long as those nuances don't involve making binary choices on which your social future hinges.
Well, as you know, I'm far too busy studying the blade to pursue quadrants of any sort. A foolish waste of time. Were it not for the laws of this land, I would swear off them entirely. Are you sure it isn't that you just can't get a date?
Real and based.
You don't have to play the mysterious loner, you know. There's other clubs you could join instead of insisting on running your own.
He hops, looking away. You hear his Lucius barking from behind the window, in a tone that sounds like laughter.
Damn, even his fucking Lucius knows what's up. Honestly, based.
Fools mock that which they cannot understand. And to think I was going to congratulate you on finding love. Once you finished your spiel about romance being dumb.
Polypod gives him a light, friendly whap, which he responds to with a smile. You can tell the exchange is friendly, not only because he's smiling, but because he's still standing. Better than he ever did.
Enough banter. The harsh glare of the sun begins to crest, and we have Eastern alternate animation to indulge in. I'll allow you both to spend the day at my hive if needed. There's space.
Oh shit, a slumber party? And with more than one participant even? That's gotta be worth extra friend points. You're so in. Shelter from the broiling death orb in the sky barely even registers to you as an added bonus. Polyper smiles as the three of you enter Tagiri's hive. Tagiri covers up all his windows to block out the sun and then starts up the new copy of his DVD, which thankfully seems to meet his standards this time.
I wonder what his listeners just said.
I'd like to know.
I think it was JoJo.
You settle in on the couch, basking in the warm glow of friendship, and prepare to lose yourself to the 2 hours of the beautiful, wonderful animes.
Yay!
Yay.
Incredible. Also, Polyper's got a level of chaos here that I like. I appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit. Well, that was a pretty long way to go for our first rewind.
Yeah.
So back we go.
We're gonna do the first ending last, I assume, then?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll just scramble backwards, yeah. Start by not intervening.
Oh, well, first endings, there might be two, who knows?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. What I think would be really funny is if the other two choices actually result in the same thing.
Yeah. That would be pretty funny.
You don't want to get in between the shopkeeper and Tagiri's sword. For all you know, this really does warrant an immediate execution. Who are you to judge?
Well,
You do, however, squint a little so you don't have to see the full gory detail of the culling.
Orega Subak.
Turns out it's not nearly as gory as you expected. Tagiri leaps over the counter and swings wildly at the guy, but many of his attacks fail to connect. It's mostly a bunch of bombastic anime-style moves that don't translate well to actual combat.
Yep.
Incredible.
Some strikes still hit home, drawing a spray of murky gold blood that jolts the shopkeeper out of his petrified fear. He screeches and unleashes a strobing psionic blast from his eyes, causing Tagiri to stagger back, disoriented. The flash of light doesn't seem to have caused any real damage, but it offers the perfect opportunity to flee. By the time your eyes have adjusted, the only thing they see is the back door swinging wildly in its wake. Unsurprisingly, the olive blood is nowhere to be seen as well. Tagiri glances down at his katana, stained with the blood of the shopkeeper, and slowly sheathes it, his hands shaking, claws tapping the hilt restlessly. He turns slowly to you, forcing himself back into his usual stoic posture.
He got lucky, that's all. But he can't hide forever. Let's go. We need to report this to a drone.
He strides out of the shop, leaving you to follow hurriedly behind. What a mess. You hesitantly ask him whether it was really necessary to try and kill that boy for what he did.
Of course it was. The law is absolute. A foreigner like you might not understand. It is not my duty to question the righteousness of my actions. I'm but a tool through which the law is enforced. I am the blade that her imperious condescension wields to maintain order in this world of chaos. Just like this drone.
He gestures to one of the big hulking drones that you've grown all too familiar with during your stay here in Alternia. Right now, it looks like it's cleaning up some bronze-colored blood that was splattered on the side of a building. Tagiri approaches it and hails it, beginning to explain that there's a collector's shop he needs to report for rebel activity, but the drone isn't listening to any of that. It slowly turns from him to stare directly at you, and raises its weapon to your face. A grating electronic noise issues from its metallic grill. In the immortal words of a wise cartoon dog. Ruh-roh!
Hold it! This creature is under my protection. It has committed no crime. If you continue this attempted culling, I will strike back with my katana. It's got my back. And a strongly worded letter to your superiors.
The drone seems supremely annoyed that it can't just get right down to culling a motherfucker. But Tagiri's cast must be just high enough to give it pause. You, the motherfucker in question, are incredibly relieved. The relief quickly fades when the drone produces a palm husk with a blurry picture of you on the screen, and a lot of text beneath it, most of it flashing red. That's never a good sign. It looks like a rap sheet. Tagiri reads through it quickly, which is pretty impressive feat considering his eyes are still closed, and his expression darkens the further down he gets.
Wanted under suspicion of meat product theft.
Okay.
Wanted under suspicion of meat product theft. Oh, that's just a continuation.
Yeah.
Heist of fine art.
Ah. Yeah.
Accomplice to the assassination of a violet blood.
What?
No, that doesn't make sense. Because that means we would have still met Ramel.
But that. Okay, hang on. Weird timeline shenanigans. Maybe the
Wait, no,
good
because
ending
the
of
good
this
ending
route.
of Ramel's.
No, wait.
Ramel's good ending involves Polypa's bad ending.
But no.
Good ending.
But Ramel's good ending could be on a timeline where it's messy. You're gonna have to put every single route except for the joke ones.
We
for the
do
first
not have
question,
time to discuss this right
on
now.
No, we do
different
not.
branches. So like you
Jesus.
can't strictly connect every.
I knew this was going to
character.
happen eventually.
Okay, so future discussion. But point is, you're gonna have to put every individual final route on the timeline, not just group it by character.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because certain routes have been mutually exclusive to certain things as well in the past, I'm pretty sure.
Oof, you didn't realize you'd racked up such a heavy list of crimes. He's already rounding on you, with fury radiating off of every inch of his being. It's terrifying. You've seen this guy arguing with a retail clerk. You know what he's capable of.
Let me
And
go and
having
speak to your manager.
Missing a lot.
All the time you thought your soul
That's me.
was the way
No,
to
that's...
open...
What are you doing, June? The box is completely
sorry.
different.
I'm sorry, I can't read, and I'm rushing because time.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. All this time I thought your soul was open to the way of the samurai. I thought I'd met a potential new connoisseur of the animated arts. But no. Your blood pusher pumps only lies through your villainous veins. You were just looking for an alibi, a place to bide your time, to hide away from the drones until it was time to indulge once more in your criminal ways.
You try to defend yourself. You didn't do any of those things. You had a perfectly good reason for most of them. Tagiri isn't buying it. He's clutching his katana's hilt so tight, veins are bulging on his hands.
Silence, coward. The time has come for my blade to strike true. Ha!
He draws his blade in a smooth motion and swipes at you, and you just barely manage to sidestep the attack. You dog backwards, stumbling over yourself in your haste to get away, while he swings his katana wildly around while making lots of weird grunting noises. Once again, his mouth has been writing a check his sword hand can't cash, but you doubt that matters when trolls are stronger and faster than you in general, and he's accompanied by a giant murder drone. It's time for you to split, and you better do it lickety. Glancing around, you notice that you're about to cross over a bridge with an underpass beneath it. Perfect. Just like an action hero, you can hop right over the edge of the road, duck into the overpass, and find a nice hiding spot. You dash towards the traffic barrier, vault nimbly over it, and oh Jesus piss, this is way higher than you thought it was.
Jesus piss.
You hit the ground hard with a resonant crack, and for a moment your vision goes blank as a wave of pain sears your nerves. The pain distortion begins to fade. You decide it's about time to take stock of your situation. A couple of broken bones, old hat, a troll trying to kill you, not unfamiliar, drones attacking you, same, and the sun about to rise and scorch you into nothing. Again. Again?
They're really
Skylar.
They're really giving me a lot to do with this one.
Yeah, you got a lot of work on your hands in general.
You've risen to the challenges of just barely handling each of these problems. But all at once? Yeah, you think you're just gonna call this one here?
Muda.
The fucking just like.
Be even funny if it was the Family Guy death pose.
Alright, let's make this quick then.
Whoa, Jotaro Kojo!
Alright, let's go subs.
It's entertaining how wrong you are. But even the greatest of Alternius philosophizers requires sparring opponents on the battlefield of the intellect. Philosophizers. Socrates versus Plato. Begin.
Fuck's sake.
To challenge your assumptions with my superior logic and taste will be a fulfilling task. Come in.
Not really the reaction you were hoping for. But you'd say anything to get into someone's hive, so you'll take it.
Yeah, bad choices. Hang on a minute, I just looked at the fucking TV. That was Polyper on the TV!
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Hold on. Can you go back a step?
Hang on, let me just... TV, look.
Yeah, it was! She's just there!
Let me just action replay one more time.
Yeah, that's just her.
What the fuck? Also, with the box, this guy is playing Friendsim in Friendsim. What?
Oh my god.
Okay, Mason, you've now got to add a recursive time loop branching off from the side of the timeline from all of Tagiri's routes wherever you put them. You got to make like a graphic for this as well.
It's a good thing we have save files for all of this stuff, so we can go back and check things.
I'm the time guy.
He's the time guy, June.
Thankfully, there's a time guy.
Let me just...
Lucky there's a time guy.
We'll go a few lines ahead and then it's...
It seems today that all you see is conflicting timelines and Polyper on TV.
The hive looks normal from the outside, normal by troll standards at least, but the inner decor has an entirely different vibe to it. Reminds you of Japanese architecture.
I think this is the same.
We'll go a little further just to test.
Yeah, that's the
Kagiri
same.
takes off his sandals before entering the next room. You'd take your shoes off too if you had any.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yep,
Okay.
alright. Well,
Which was the one that we clicked on? Was it?
We clicked on dub.
Dub was the one we did originally.
Yes, that's the one we did originally.
did
then we
dub,
did subs,
and we did sub.
and now it's both. And now
let's
it's
see.
both.
Both are good and
Okay.
see how he reacts. Oh.
His expression immediately sours. A look you're all too familiar with. If you had a mouse, you'd be frantically scrolling the wheel upwards to roll back time and make a new choice. You live in the real world where you have to face the consequences of your god-awful anime opinions.
Have you no conviction? The anime club is a sanctuary for those of strong will and finely honed arguments, not a shelter for cowardly pissants. What debate can come from a sycophantic toady such as yourself? How are you going to stimulate my intellect?
You begin to splutter and protest. You're plenty stimulating. You've got a pretty long list of friends you've stimulated in all kinds of ways. Platonic ones, mostly. But he's not having any of it.
There are other anime fans in this city. Perhaps their gatherings will be more your level. Farewell. Here's your receipt. Oh! You know, they never actually used the Jotaro sprite.
They never used the Jotaro sprite. I think it was just for a funny. I think it was just for a gaff.
It's still going on the thumbnail, baby!
Of course it is, but you know, that's a little disappointing.
Yeah, a little sad by that, but oh well. So, friends,
No matter.
what did we think of Tagiri?
Not the worst that we've ever met.
Oh, definitely, and funny enough that I genuinely, unironically collapsed at least once.
Yeah, I feel like...
He's hilarious.
Yes.
I'll say that.
Oh yeah,
I
it's very much
don't
a
think-
completely unintentional comedy.
Yeah, I don't think that he wrapped all the way back around to being a good character because he was funny.
I liked him.
Nah.
I
I
don't-
liked him
like,
well enough.
He
but,
was
like,
funny.
He's a funny guy.
Entertaining
good
character,
person.
yes. Character that I would want to hang out with in real life, absolutely the fuck not.
No, I think I've been
Yeah.
in
You
a
know?
room like his once.
Ugh. Yee. Rough. But yeah, I was, as I say, having watched Unsleeping City Chapter 2 on Dimension 20, I was primed to find this guy pretty entertaining. Again, it's not spoilers. I'm pretty sure that the character I'm referring to is literally the first one introduced in that scene. No, he's not. He's introduced in episode 1. Again, not a spoiler. He's right the fuck there. But I won't tell you who it is if you haven't watched it, so you can go watch it. I'm actively promoting it because it's good. Go watch that. Go watch Unsleeping City Chapter 2 and Chapter 1. And just a lot of Dimension 20 stuff. It's good shit.
Yeah.
You know? You can do that in between waiting for episodes of Dicey Deeds.
Nah.
You know, because... You know, there's only a few of them. But yes. Anything else we want to say before we start the outro proper?
I've got a lot of work to do.
Sorry, man. I can help, but you are the time guy.
I'm the time guy.
You took this responsibility on yourself. I didn't
Yeah,
make
I
you
did.
do this.
I
You
did this.
started doing this. I'm just telling you, hey, man.
I'm
finish
gonna
the
be real,
job.
as soon as I heard it, like that you wanted to do this, I'm like, this is gonna be a fruitless endeavor. There's gonna be no through line.
Finish the job, man. Finish the mission.
Finish it. Finish it.
Finish the fucking mission. Anyway. But yeah. Good episode. Good time. We'll see what that Zebedee guy's like in a week. And then it will be time for our fakers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, damn. I thought it was further away.
Nope. 2 weeks.
Shit.
In fact, in the intro, we did see their eyes. Right at the beginning,
Oh my God.
we did see their
Yeah,
eyes as we scrolled down, as I scrolled down just a little beyond where chapter 10, volume 10 was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know. Right, outro time. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you very much like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on your time zone. Other things, such as previously mentioned, Dicey Deeds. It's our tabletop role-playing game show. Arthur is usually the GM, though that may come to change in some future games. But he is absolutely the GM of Lancer, our sort of main one that we're doing. It's a mech tabletop RPG where we play as the Canaries, a Suicide Squad-esque group of mech pilots. It's a very fun time. Last session, just uploaded this week actually, we did a bit of downtime, had a bit of fun. It was a very good, like a very whole, complete episode, you know? It had a very strong beginning, middle, and end. You know, it was a good, very good time. And in a couple weeks, we are going to be getting into the second big main mission, Operation Ratcatcher. I don't know what we're going to be doing for it, but that's the name. Presumably, catching a rat. But if you're not into the mech thing, we've done plenty of other stuff. We've done Call of Cthulhu, we've done Honey Heist, we've done Gloom, even though it's a card game. But we've done 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. We've done a good bit of Mortborg as well. I think that's everything. Don't think I've missed anything. Well, if I have, you'll go find out if you go check out Dicey Deeds. We also do Diggin'Rimper, sort of a improv comedy board game thing, Danganronpa parody type deal. We're going to be doing chapter 3 of Diggin'Rimper Another One soon for any Danganronpa Another episode knowers in the audience, because I hope there's not many fans of it. Don't worry, the thing won't happen. But yes. And we also do Writing Homestuck, our Trollsona series. Soon, good next few weeks, we're going to be starting the story of the post-scratch Trollsonas, and I will be revealing them all to you. It's a very fun, I've got a lot of stuff prepared, and I've actually got some more stuff to prepare, actually, that I came up with over the last couple weeks. So that's going to be pretty fun. You can also follow me on Tumblr and on Blue Sky, where I post stuff from Writing Homestuck. So if you happen to not see the episode, and you just want to see what these new characters are like before you hop in, you can head over to those places when the episode goes up to see them in advance. Alternatively, you can send me asks, send me DMs, send me whatsoever you choose. Sometimes YouTube does eat your comments. It's very annoying when that happens. So if you do leave a comment and YouTube decides you don't deserve to post it, send it to me on either of those places and I'll be able to see it. So, yes. You can also follow June on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and on Instagram. June.
Yeah, you can follow me places. I will be doing stuff eventually when the creativity comes back to me.
And may it come back soon.
Yeah, that's the hope.
That is the hope. It's always the hope. Funnily enough, speaking of hope, you can also follow Arthur on Twitch. Very good transition there, everybody. Arthur streams on Sundays, 7 p.m. GMT to sometime, usually around 9 or 10 GMT. Currently streaming a Mori, but he's currently on a bit of a break. Busy stuff in real life. But he will return soon. And we'll let you know when that's happening. And Mason, do you have anything you want to say at the end of this here episode of Reading Homestuck Hiveswap Friendsim?
Only to say thank you all so much for watching. We love making this. We love making everything we make, and we hope you enjoy watching it. Yeah, the Lance that we did a while ago was really fun, and I'm looking forward to doing more, and really looking forward to more writing Homestuck. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Hell yes. And we'll see you in the next video. Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yada yada does it.